America's Pop Culture Trivia Show.
Check it out.
America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. With Joe Parisi.
Thank you for tuning into the show today. My name is Joe Parisi, and this is America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. This is just about the easiest trivia show to follow along with and play along. The only contestant is you. And the way we do it here is I present to you 3 fast-paced rounds of pop culture trivia. There's 7 questions in each round with just 5 seconds between questions for you to think of the answers. I give you all the answers at the end of each round so you can check and see how much you knew. Your first round today is a mixed round. We'll bounce around from category to category. We'll do music for round 2 and wrap it up today with a movie round for round 3. Thanks for being here. Good luck. Now let's play.
Round 1.
Round 1, question 1. In the film, The Empire Strikes Back, it's 3 years after the destruction of the Death Star. The Imperial fleet, led by Darth Vader, dispatches probe droids across the galaxy in search of the Rebel Alliance. One probe locates the Rebels' base, known as Echo Base, on an ice planet called what? What is the name of this ice planet? Question 2. One of Pamela Anderson's first big TV roles was on the show Home Improvement, where she became a recurring character. On Home Improvement, what was her character's name? Question 3. Home Improvement, once again. On Home Improvement, what was Al's last name? Question 4. Go the Gorilla is the official mascot of what NBA team? Question 5. Which character appeared in a film first? Is it King Kong or Godzilla? King Kong or Godzilla, which appeared in a film first? Question 6. A teen magazine targeted toward young women and teen girls that began in 1932 and ceased publication in 2004. The name of this magazine changed several times during its existence. In its earlier history, it was called Calling All Girls, Young Miss, and Young and Modern. The final title change of this magazine came in the year 2000. What did the name of this magazine become in the year 2000? The name that it would have until going out of print until 2004. And question 7. Quincy Jones is a world-famous record producer, songwriter, and composer. He has a daughter that is a famous actress. What is her name? And that'll do it for round number 1. Let's check those answers. Question number 1. In the film, The Empire Strikes Back, it's 3 years after the destruction of the Death Star. The Imperial fleet, led by Darth Vader, dispatches probe droids across the galaxy in search of the Rebel Alliance. One probe locates the Rebel base, known as Echo Base, on an ice planet called what? What is the name of this ice planet? This is where Empire Strikes Back opens up, and they're all out there in the snow, riding around on those hairy dinosaur-looking things. What's the name of that world? Hoth. Hoth. Question 2. One of Pamela Anderson's first big TV roles was on the show Home Improvement, where she became a recurring character. What was her character's name on Home Improvement? Lisa. So Pam Anderson started showing up on television shows basically the year before she landed Home Improvement. In 1990, she was on Charles in Charge, Married with Children, Family Feud. She was on a short-lived show called Married People and Top of the Heap. Do you remember Top of the Heap? That was, it starred Matt LeBlanc, Joey Lauren Adams. It was a Married with Children spinoff that ran for 7 episodes in 1991 on Fox. Major tangent there, but yeah, Matt LeBlanc, Joey Lauren Adams, Married with Children spinoff called Top of the Heap. Question 3. On Home Improvement, what was Al's last name? Borland. It was Richard Karn that played Al in real life. Question 4. Go the Gorilla is the official mascot of what NBA team? The Phoenix Suns. There was a guy named Henry Rojas that was the original person to wear the gorilla suit and play Go the Gorilla. I love mascots more than anything. I was the mascot at my high school. I was the St. Mary's Dragon for a couple of years. I put on the suit and I would go to basketball games and march in the parade with the school band, things like that. Lots of fun. Question 5. Which character appeared in a film first? King Kong or Godzilla? Your answer is King Kong. King Kong appeared in a 1933 film by RKO. Godzilla's first film appearance was in a Japanese film in 1954. So Kong appeared on film 21 years, roughly, before Godzilla. Question 6. A teen magazine targeted toward young women and teen girls that began in 1932 and ceased publication in 2004. The name of the magazine changed several times during its existence. In its early history, it was called Calling All Girls, Young Miss, and Young and Modern. That was your big clue right there. The final title change of this magazine came in the year 2000. What name did the magazine become in 2000? The name that it would have until going out of print in 2004. YM. I know you remember YM magazine. If you're like 40, roughly 40 years old, every girl you knew had copies of YM at her house. That's just how it was. It was everywhere, all over the grocery stores, but yeah, out of print. How about that? You know, Neutrogena ads, CK1 ads. That's what I think of when I think of YM. Question number 7. Quincy Jones is a world-famous record producer, songwriter, and composer. He's got a daughter that's a famous actress. What is her name? Rashida Jones. That is Karen Filippelli on The Office and Ann Perkins on Parks and Recreation.
Round 2.
Round 2 today, all about music. Question 1. What rock band gave us the 1986 song, The Final Countdown? Question 2. The songs And She Was and Road to Nowhere can both be found on a 1985 album called Little Creatures. What band gave us that 1985 album, Little Creatures? Question 3. Darling, I don't know why I go to extremes. Too high or too low, there ain't no in-betweens. From an album called Stormfront, what artist gave us the 1989 song, I Go to Extremes? Question 4. There was a guy, an underwater guy who controlled the sea. Got killed by 10 million pounds of sludge from New York and New Jersey. This monkey's gone to heaven. What band gave us the song Monkey Gone to Heaven? Question 5. The haunting vocals on the song Be Quiet and Drive, in parentheses, Far Away, were sung by Chino Moreno. The song comes from a 1997 alternative metal album called Around the Fur. Name this band. Question 6. There's little relief. Give us reprieve. Oh, for all the things I've left behind, I'm positive that I'm not blind. From a 1995 album called In Light Syrup, what band gave us the song Good Intentions? And question number 7. I bought a toothbrush, some toothpaste, a flannel for my face, pajamas, a hairbrush, new shoes, and a case. What band gave us the 1981 song Tempted? And that'll do it for the music round. Let's check those answers. Question 1. What rock band gave us the 1986 song The Final Countdown? That is Europe. That song is said to be inspired by David Bowie's Space Oddity and was originally made to just be a concert opener that they would use when they were performing live. But it ended up being the first single and title track from their third studio album. Question 2. The songs And She Was and Road to Nowhere can both be found on a 1985 album called Little Creatures. What band gave us the 1985 album Little Creatures? Talking Heads. Little Creatures is their 6th studio album. It's the album that came 2 years after Speaking in Tongues, which had their big hit Burning Down the House. So those songs, that album, 2 years after Burning Down the House. Question 3. Darling, I don't know why I go to extremes. Too high or too low, there ain't no in-betweens. From an album called Stormfront, what artist gave us the 1989 song I Go to Extremes? That is Billy Joel. Question 4. There was a guy, an underwater guy who controlled the sea, got killed by 10 million pounds of sludge from New York and New Jersey. This monkey's gone to heaven. What band gave us the song Monkey Gone to Heaven? Pixies. That is actually an 80s song. It was recorded in 1988, released in 1989. So, yeah, whenever I was late to the party on the Pixies, I really had no idea that was a song from the late 80s. I would have thought mid-90s. Nope. Recorded in 88, released in 89. Question 5. The haunting vocals on the song Be Quiet and Drive, in parentheses, Far Away, were sung by Chino Moreno. The song comes from a 1997 alternative metal album called Around the Fur. Name that band. That is Deftones. Love the Deftones. They performed at Coachella 2024. Lots of footage floating around TikTok and other social media platforms. Fantastic. It looked like they just kind of stole the show on whatever day they were on. Question number 6. There's little relief. Give us reprieve. Oh, for all the things I've left behind, I'm positive that I'm not blind. From a 1995 album called In Light Syrup, what band gave us the song Good Intentions? Toad the Wet Sprocket. They have been at it since forming in 1986. Question 7. I bought a toothbrush, some toothpaste, a flannel for my face, pajamas, a hairbrush, new shoes, and a case. What band gave us the 1981 song Tempted? That is Squeeze. So the singer on that song, that's a big hit song for Squeeze, that's not the same person you would hear on basically any other song by the band Squeeze. On Tempted, they had newly recruited this guy, Paul Carrick, as a keyboard player, and Elvis Costello was producing that song for that album, and he was like, let's try something different, and he was playing with different ideas. Gets the new keyboard singer, to take a crack at the vocals, and that is what he decided needed to happen on the final take. So, anything else you listen to from Squeeze is going to have a different sound because it's a totally different singer. That song was remastered or something like that. It was like they put together a remix version called Tempted 94, and that was released on the Reality Bites soundtrack, which for people around my age, that was one that you just somehow ended up with in your car at some point in the 90s. It was just there. Remember it? It's got a picture on the cover, Winona Ryder in the middle. She's got like her arm across her body, like kind of grabbing her shoulder. Ethan Hawke just kind of looking off into the distance, all cool. Ben Stiller in a suit and tie, just kind of looking across, concerned. There was a couple of bangers on there. My Sharona from The Knack was on there. U2, All I Want Is You. Of course, the big one, Stay from Lisa Loeb. Baby, I Love Your Way from Big Mountain. And then Squeeze with Tempted 94.
Round 3.
Your third and final round on this episode 168, is a movie round. Question number 1. In the 1993 romantic comedy drama, Benny and June, Mary Stuart Masterson played June. Aidan Quinn played her brother Benny. What is the name of the character that was played by Johnny Depp? Question 2. In the 1996 bowling comedy Kingpin, what's the name of the character played by Woody Harrelson? Question 3. From 1975, Barry Bostwick plays Brad Majors, a hero. Meatloaf plays Eddie, ex-delivery boy. Name the film. Question 4. He was praying for a miracle. What he got was Steve, Nebraska. Name this 1994 baseball comedy film starring Albert Brooks and Brendan Fraser. Question 5. In what 1994 basketball film did Nick Nolte play Coach Pete Bell and Shaquille O'Neal plays Neon Boudreaux? What movie is that? Question 6. This actress played Liz in 1992's Sneakers. In 1990, she played Stands with a Fist in Dances with Wolves. In 2001, she played Donnie Darko's mom, Rose Darko, in the movie Donnie Darko. On the TV show Battlestar Galactica, she plays President Laura Roslin. Name this actress. And question 7. If you remember the Jimmy Dolan Shake and Bake, you remember this film. A 1994 basketball comedy starring Kevin Bacon as Jimmy Dolan, a college basketball assistant coach who wants to find a new star for his team, thinking it will get him promoted to head coach. He sees a home video of an exciting prospect, and that leads Jimmy to Kenya. Name this film. Time for those answers. Put down those pens. Here we go, your movie questions. Question 1 was in the 1993 romantic comedy drama Benny and June. Mary Stuart Masterson played June. Aidan Quinn played her brother Benny. What is the name of the character played by Johnny Depp? Sam. That was an interesting movie. Johnny Depp's character is like obsessed with Buster Keaton. The movie, I learned, was almost cast completely differently. There were several last-minute changes. Woody Harrelson was lined up to play Benny, the brother/caretaker. He quits to go do Indecent Proposal. So Aidan Quinn was brought in last minute to play that part. Laura Dern was supposed to be the original June. She ends up backing out, so it gets passed on to Winona Ryder, who she has the part. They're getting ready to shoot, and her and Johnny Depp break up. They were dating at that time. So then she's like, well, I'm out of here. I can't do this. We just broke up. So she backs out. That leads to some big lawsuit. I guess, she was under contract to do it. So Mary Stuart Masterson was then given the job of June just days before they started shooting. Casting aside, what I think of when I hear Benny and June is the Proclaimers song 500 Miles, because it was on the soundtrack and they did one of those music videos where it's just nothing but clips from the film, like a highlight reel, and VH1 just played it nonstop. And that song got really big at that time. So when I think Benny and June, the song just starts playing in my head. And I see Johnny Depp accidentally kicking the top hat across the floor, the little Buster Keaton gag. That's what I think of. Question number 2 was in the 1996 bowling comedy Kingpin. What was the name of the character played by Woody Harrelson? Yes, he did stick around and do that movie. His character's name was Roy Munson. Question 3, from 1975, Barry Bostwick plays Brad Majors, a hero. Meatloaf plays Eddie, ex-delivery driver. Name the film. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't know a ton about this movie. I have seen it, but there are people in this listening audience that I'm sure are experts. I know that it just kind of did okay when it was originally released in August of 75, but there was a Fox executive who saw how well the movie Pink Flamingos and Reefer Madness were doing as these, quote, midnight movies, where it was a different kind of audience coming. And he convinced some distributors to get it into that rotation. And that's what happened. They started sliding it into those midnight movie slots at some of these theaters. And that's when it really took off. That was like a year and a half after the original release. So think of the movie posters or advertisements for Rocky Horror Picture Show, the red lips. Okay, black background, all you see is the red lips. Those are the lips of a former Playboy model named Lorelei Shark. She was paid $120 for that. It was considered a modeling job, $60 an hour, 2 hours. Question 4, he was praying for a miracle. What he got was Steve Nebraska. Name the 1994 baseball comedy film starring Albert Brooks and Brendan Fraser. The Scout. Question 5, in what 1994 basketball film did Nick Nolte play Coach Pete Bell and Shaquille O'Neal play Neon Budeau? Blue Chips. One of my favorite sports movies ever, Blue Chips. Question 6, talking about somebody who was in Blue Chips here. This actress played Liz in 1992's Sneakers. In 1990, she played Stands with a Fist in Dances with Wolves. In 2001, she played Donnie Darko's mom, Rose Darko, in the movie Donnie Darko. On TV, Battlestar Galactica, she plays President Laura Roslin. name this actress. You've seen her 1,000 times. That is Mary McDonnell. She's one of those people, she's just always good, always reliable, always a great, believable performance. But I feel like Mary McDonnell is not a household name at all. And I don't know, that bothers me. Like, why isn't she as famous as these other people? I don't get it. Final question. Question 7. If you remember the Jimmy Dolan Shake and Bake, you remember this film. It was a 1994 basketball comedy starring Kevin Bacon as Jimmy Dolan, a college basketball assistant coach who wants to find a new star for his team, thinking it'll get him promoted to head coach. He sees a home video of an exciting prospect, and that leads him to Kenya. Name the film. That is The Air Up There. How many people, when they hear the name Kevin Bacon, their head goes to the air up there? Probably not enough. Probably not many at all. But that was a movie that Kevin Bacon did in 1994. My name is Joe Parisi. This has been episode 168 of America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. Thank you so much for listening. If you ever want to reach out, my website, joeparisivoiceover.com. I am on Twitter, Instagram, it's Joe Parisi VO. You can follow me there. Always love hearing from you guys, finding out where in the world you are listening to these shows and playing along. Wherever that is, I appreciate it. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.
America's Pop Culture Trivia Show with Joe Parisi.